Hello and welcome back to the Lee's Summit Town Hall podcast. I'm your host, Nick Parker, and my co-host, Liesl. I don't have anything funny for you today.
I was going to say, hello, Lee's Summit. You have to pause. Like, you haven't gotten that right with me yet. Like, there's a pause, and then I go. You know
I'm
what
never
I mean?
going to make it right for you.
I know you're not.
It's been a year.
You're going to make fun of me
right
till the end of time. It's totally fine.
I realized as I was saying that I didn't have anything funny this time.
Yeah, I know. You didn't. You kind of stumbled over it, and it was a little lackluster. You might have to go back and fix that.
All the jokes went bye-bye.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know the Lee's Summit Town Hall podcast is brought to the good people by Budget Blinds of Lee's Summit?
Budget Blinds. Our favorite local, not our favorite local business, but one of our favorite local businesses for sure.
Oh, for sure. One of the tops, and probably one of our favorite ownership families. They're good people. They're doing good things in the community all the time. And if you wanted all the home decor stuff, it's the place to go. If you want them, our smart shades.
Oh, yeah. The robot shades. Those are
robot
legit.
shades. You want to tell your Alexa device, your Apple device, they'll open the blinds for you.
I really want some of those. I'm not kidding. We talk about it all the time, but I do actually.
My lazy life needs
some of those. I know.
And if your lazy life needs it, you just go down Southeast Main Street, right in downtown, walk into Budget Blinds, tell them Liesl and Nick sent you.
No, you got it right that time.
I did. I remembered it was you.
Mm-hmm.
It's only taken like 14 months.
No, yeah. I mean, because last time I thought you had finally gotten it right, and he still said his old co-host's name, Jason, and I was like, gosh, I've been with you for a year.
I know.
And you're still thinking about Jason.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
He has a place in my heart.
I know. I get it. He's pretty legit.
Well, let's not go that far. I mean, he's an attorney. Let's not go that far.
Okay, that's fair.
Or former attorney, I guess I should say. Hey, before we introduce our guests for this week, a little update on the Town Hall podcast. We're switching things up a little bit. Liesl, we're not going to be doing the Monday news podcast anymore.
We are not.
We've decided to switch it up a little bit and just really focus on our Wednesday podcast. You can still get the NewsLink email every Monday. Just go to linktolessummit.com. You can sign up for that. It's going to hit your mailbox every Monday. A couple headlines, what's going on, some local events, what's happening this week for you and your family. Go do that, and then don't forget to hit the Lee's Summit Town Hall podcast wherever you get them for all of our favorite conversations from the community. Speaking of which, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We've got some new business owners, some new local business owners. Sarah Boehnlein and Lisa McConnell from TruKC and Boss Babe Balloons. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
You guys are new to downtown Lee's Summit.
Yes.
You opened right before the chaos of the holiday season.
No better time.
That was either genius or psychotic. I'm not sure which way to describe your decision there.
We're guessing the verdict's probably still out for you all too, huh?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yep. And now you have like all the Super Bowl madness too, There's that going on.
Yes. Super exciting. I mean, to have it back-to-back years. I mean, for business is really, for what we do anyway, it really impacts our business. So in what is normally a slower time of year, we're now able to, kind of have some things to get us through that with Super Bowl craziness.
Well, let's start there, Sarah. Tell us, what is TruKC? For people who haven't been in yet on 3rd Street in downtown, if haven't been into your store, what is TruKC?
So we started back in 2017 out of an RV that we repurposed as our shop on wheels. So it actually, the name of the business was The Truck, but it made a lot more sense back then because it was a mobile business and you're driving down, the street. And then I got a wild hair in the beginning of 2021 to open my own storefront, leave my job I'd been doing for 20 some years, and started with our first storefront. But what I wanted it to be, and what it still is bringing different parts of Kansas City to, kind of finding vendors or whatever that are around the greater Kansas City area and bringing them under one roof. One thing that I noticed when we moved here back in the early 2000s was people seemed to really enjoy their little bubble, their little part of the Kansas City area and not really wanting to leave outside that bubble. So I was like, if I can bring different
Liesl's looking at me.
I am looking at you because he doesn't remember the last time he started his car, in case you were wondering.
That's true.
My gosh, which I love. Like, that's so cool. But like, I was in sales, and so I was like all over the different, parts of Kansas City. And I was like, oh my gosh, like at the time we lived in Olathe, and they're like, well, I haven't been north of the river in like 15 years or, like whatever. So I kind of was getting on to something. I'm like, well, gosh, if I can bring these different things, different whatever, apparel, accessories, and have them all together, people, and I can bring them to them so they don't have to go up north to the store that only sells them up there. Maybe I'm on to something. And so that's how the truck started. And then it just kind of progressed into the TruKC. I would correct people, I'm like, oh, actually it's called, the truck, and tried to explain it was like a play on words, changing the C and the K and truck. And then I just kind of went with it. I'm like, you know what? It's just kind of morphed into this.
I love that.
Sometimes the people tell you your brand.
Yes.
Sometimes it happens that way.
Kind of what happened. But inside there, inside our store, you can find, very heavy in apparel, like Kansas City related apparel, obviously, and then accessories, home decor, a little bit of furniture, gift items. But what I try to do, and from the very beginning, is have as much of the items either from Kansas City, or regionally. I want it to be as much locally and regionally sourced as possible. And so we actually, I think there's roughly 9 vendors in the store right now that are just from Lee's Summit. So you can't get much, more local than that. So yeah, and who knows, like over the next few years, like maybe it'll kind of keep morphing into into something else. And it's been exciting since moving to downtown Lee's Summit. Lisa and I had met, I don't know, a couple of years ago, because I had ordered balloons from her for an event, and she had some, big ideas and things too that she wanted to take her business kind of into a different direction, and it just kind of happened that this bigger space could kind of fit, what she was looking to do, and so it's exciting to have someone else kind of along for the ride, so to speak.
Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about your partnership now and what that looks like in the store in downtown Lee's Summit.
So Sarah just called me, of course, with the crazy decision of moving and changing. And she was just like, hey, I know you've mentioned a couple of things, a storefront. We both wanted a storefront in downtown Lee's Summit. Like, that was the ultimate goal. And I was just like, I just don't know how I could manage that. It's just, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And I'm busy and I can't be present all the time. And, so she said, hey, I've got this opportunity. Do you want to come into the store? And which is great, because in my business, you don't really see my product or see my work until you've ordered and I've delivered and I've installed. This kind of gives a fun opportunity to like have something fun in the store all the time, like the balloon walls that, we change up, and just being able to offer and expand a little bit, like party wear, gift accessories. It's not really going to be stuff you can find at just Party City, not knocking Party City, but it's just more specialty related fun items that I can add on to it. Then you can also see the work in the store. You can do your pickups from the curb. It's just I don't know, Sarah just gave me the opportunity, and we just have both ran with it since the end of October, and here we are.
I like that you said, and not to knock the bigger stores like Party City, but I feel like boutiques are back. Like, people want to shop their local place now, I think, more than they used to. And also back, I feel like balloons are making a comeback.
They
really? Aren't they?
They're popping.
No pun intended.
Absolutely intended, I think.
They really are. I feel like balloons have came a long way from just the normal helium kids' birthday parties type of thing. We don't use any helium, and gonna get nerdy. The entire world is in a helium shortage, and once it's gone, it's gonna be gone forever.
And it's been that way for a long time, hasn't it?
I think it's getting more, obviously
Scarce,
depleted.
right?
Yeah. And so your balloons don't last as long, of course, but that's fine if you want them for a day or two or whatever.
Look, what parent hasn't been like, that dang balloon? I
right.
need it to go away.
Right.
That
it's
is
been
true.
3 weeks.
That is totally true.
But so this is just, I decided right off the bat, we're just not going to do it. I don't want to pass the cost on to my clients. It's hard to obtain, obviously. And then I don't know how much longer you can get it, especially like a small business like me, to be able to keep up with the supply. So I just do 100% air. Everything is air filled. They'll last for months and months.
Yeah. Like that first balloon wall you put up middle of October and didn't take it down until after Christmas. So
yeah. And
several weeks.
It could have been
probably kept going,
tweaked and revived, and So, that's just.
So is it just air? I mean,
just air. 100%
I mean,
air.
I was like, where's the magic solution?
I have this like image in my head though of you like blowing up each one individually, and I know that's not what you do.
So back in the day when I first started doing this, they didn't have the little air compressors and the air boxes that you can use that are electric that make my life 10 times easier now. But there was a time where I would do a garland and it would be all hot air.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. This is like small business ownership 101, though. It's like at first you don't have all the materials you need.
Sure.
And then eventually you grow and you get to the place where you can do that.
Yeah, you jump off the cliff and you figure it out.
Yes.
And
I
mean, it's like the friend who calls you and says, hey, I'm going to have a storefront. You want to join me?
And you probably thought I was crazy, but you were the one person that I thought of. I was like, man, she would be like, I don't know, like with Lisa, it's been so cool because she actually cold called me through social media when I was having, I think it was my first like anniversary or birthday party at the previous storefront. And she had said, hey, something to the effect like through Instagram, I think it was like, I see that you're having a celebration of sorts. Like, would you want, like I offer, balloon garlands, all these different things for an event. And for my grand opening a year before, I had blown all these balloons up by myself with my daughter's help and created a garland, which it worked at the time. But I was thinking, oh gosh, well, I bought the balloons, for like whatever, $20, the kit, and then it was just my time. And I'm like, but I just don't have a lot of money, but gosh, hers sure do look a lot nicer. And I'd be supporting another local business, like, okay, I'll make room for this cost, some way or another. So she came on out, kind of told her what I had in mind, and she brought it, installed it, and it just like exceeded my expectations. And I was like, well, gosh, this is what you're paying for because it looks so nice and professional and looks amazing. And so after that, I'm pretty sure every holiday or like special thing going on, I would try and incorporate her balloons and just trying to get, I was like, girl, you have so much talent. Like, I mean, and so much drive and I mean, compassion and just very organized and I'm meticulous and everything. And so I would try to have something of hers in the store at all times as a decoration, but then also would keep her business cards because it garnered a lot of attention. Like, oh, these are so cute. Where'd you get them? Like, here, if you need anything, and I don't know how much business she got out of that, but it was just exciting to have kind of that partnership and like, what's the next thing we can work on together? And so when it ended up, trying to get downtown, that's where I wanted to start, but it just wasn't in the deck of cards, like, and things always kind of work out, somehow, some way. But then when this space became available, I didn't have a lot of time to overthink anything. It was like,
that's how space moves down here.
Because I had been an overthinker on some other things. And then there were some situations where just the timing wasn't right. But then she was the first person I brought. I was like, you need to come see this with me. Am I crazy?
did.
Do you think
Yeah,
I can make
she
this
did.
work? I'm like, I think there's space for like your upscale party wear and like that balloon wall you were talking about. Like, what do you think? And so anyway, it just it really happened in a very short period of time.
So how long did you get to make the decision? Because the space was Ivy and Sparrow.
Yes.
Prior to obviously you taking it over. So how did that kind of play out? And how long did you have to think about it?
I really like a week or so.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was gonna
really,
say a week.
I couldn't keep like
was a week.
dragging them along, like, like being like, oh, I'm not sure, or I need this. I think I came in and looked at it by myself. And then I was like, I really want a second set of eyes. And so I asked Lisa if she would come. And so I knew I was, if I don't snag this up, someone is going to. And the landlords just seemed like super great people. I mean, it's just all the pieces of the puzzle just kind of were starting to fall into place. But it was just a little scary because it's like if you found your dream home and you bought the dream home, but you still owned your the other house, it's like, how long can
can you do both?
do both? So I kind of rolled the dice, but it ended up working out in my favor. To where, just overlapped a couple of months. And just being a part of the downtown Lee Summit community is huge. I mean, it's like a little Hallmark town, right? Like it's so cute and quaint.
Boy, why?
And she's
Why'd
going
you have
there.
to do that?
No, this is an age-old battle between Nick and I because I am obsessed with Hallmark Christmas movies. Like I used to watch them with my dad. I like the predictability of them. It's not about the plot. I just love them. And I do feel like downtown Lee Summit is like, especially the mayor's holiday tree lighting. I'm like, this is totally a Hallmark Christmas movie down here. So I totally, get where you're coming from. And I think there's a big appeal. I think you even said that this was like your biggest holiday season yet, if I remember, for your business, right?
Most definitely. Like I love the little place that I was at before. Like we made it so cute. I mean, like gutted it, whatever. If I could have just picked it up and transplanted it to downtown, would have been awesome. Because the one big thing at the previous location was it just lacked foot traffic. I mean, you were only going to that shopping center if you needed, for a specific reason. Whereas when you come downtown, especially on a nice day, people are like, hey, let's just head downtown and kind of see what's going on, maybe grab a bite to eat, a drink, do a little shopping, walk around, do some window shopping. And so that was amazing. And all of the things that the Downtown Lee Summit Main Street group like put together, all those organized events, I mean, that's the community kind of, everyone kind of pulls together and does it, which is pretty awesome, because you have all the retail that is advertising and then all of the restaurants and bars that are advertising, what's going on with them. And you've got everyone kind of advertising and it's all helping one another out. We're all reaching out to our separate.
Everybody drives traffic to each other.
Yeah.
It's a great little
that's well
ecosystem
said.
down here. So tell me though, I do want to know kind of the crazy of, because you did open like weeks before the holiday rush. Liesl and I wanted to be. We tried to be the first.
You were.
You were the
Yes.
first purchase.
It was very exciting.
It was the
Purchase.
first purchase.
very
We
cool.
walked in,
Which
and
is
I
super
still have
awesome.
your picture on my phone.
Oh yeah,
I was so
love
thrilled.
it. I love it because I bought you had some candy
peppermint,
cane,
yes.
the
pillows.
peppermint pillows,
A pillow.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
well, and we bought our drink cups for our interview with Santa.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
right.
We did. We used the Christmas tree light.
Oh,
cups.
the light bulb cups?
We-
Yeah, I think we might have bought those later. That might not
those
have been
come later?
yeah, I think so. But we definitely bought those, and
We
we
are
used them for
fun.
one of
Yes.
our shows. So
Yeah, the red lights with the straw.
yeah,
Okay.
they were cool.
Special for our Santa episode.
Yes, it was good.
But I mean, what was that? I mean, did you know what was coming?
Well, part of the, I guess, deal or whatever was, I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I need to be in before the holiday open house. Like,
Yep.
I don't want to miss out on that opportunity. And if the timing's not going to work quite right, I don't want to be in limbo too much further on into the holiday season of like having that storefront closed. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be closed more than a couple of weeks because I can't not have that cash flow coming in this time of year. And so when
We looked up the downtown events and we were like, okay,
it has
we
to
got to
be
get in got to have doors open.
Right.
Yeah, at this certain date, got to be ready to roll. And
we like made it happen. I think the last date was like somewhere around like October 14th, I think, if that was a Saturday, and then moved the whole next week and then was open the following Wednesday. But yeah, if you were to have come in though on the Monday before the Wednesday that we opened, you would have been like, oh, you're going to be open in a couple of days. Huh?
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Because it was just kind of, I mean, a hot mess in there.
I think all small business owners though can hear you say that and be, yeah, I get it.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like we've all had that scramble for whatever.
And you just get it done because
Yeah.
you have to.
You have
You know,
to.
you figure it out, even though you're like, oh, I was here till 3:00 last night. You know,
And I think it was just like so exciting too. Like it was a lot of adrenaline
is.
and
That
like
rush is so
exciting.
good.
Yeah, like we're doing this, you know, we're just gonna do this and this is how it's gonna go. And I mean, we did. And you know, behind the scenes there was still stuff that Sarah was stalking and organizing and like trying to figure out where things were gonna go. But the gist of it and the structure was there, and it was like let's just go.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
like,
as
it's all here.
as a business owner, is there anything better as an entrepreneur than that rush of like
No.
a new launch or a project finish or something, and you know
No.
you got to get it done? It's so good.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
it
a
is.
drug.
it
Yes.
is.
It's
Yeah.
the end result for me. It's very much pure chaos until I
Yeah.
can
Yes.
step back and be like,
Total
okay.
chaos.
I think
this
the
is
chaos is the part I love.
I think I
love
thrive
that you
off
love
chaos
the
too.
chaos. I like the end result of it though. Like, remember the browning? We
Yeah.
had like a month to get it up and running, and I remember handing over like the keys for the first time, and I was like, "We did this,
Right.
Like that was insane.
Yeah.
that was insane. I feel like it's the end moment for me, but you thrive in the chaos.
I really do. And I don't know if that's just my old news background of like, you know, I got to put the paper out
Sure. Yeah.
or whatever, but I love that rush.
I mean,
Get
it
it
is
done.
exciting, but like at the same time, it kind of makes you sick to your stomach.
does,
and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
absolutely.
am I making the right choice? Like, what
Oh,
the
yeah.
heck did I
Oh no, I self-loathe
what
afterward.
did I do? Okay.
Okay.
We all put that at a different time, but
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because
funny.
remember when she had called me and was like, I've got this amazing opportunity, think on it, but at the same time, we don't have a lot of time.
Think on it, you've got 5
think
minutes.
of it. Like, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just had that pit. Like, I don't know if I can take on anymore. I don't know. I'd be dumb to not do this. Like, this is what I wanted. It'll all work out. But then, you know, still going back and forth. And I actually was down here for the Witches
Oh yeah, Witch's Eve.
Witches
Yeah.
Eve, and I saw the card reader at Katie's Books. And what she told me, I was just blown away. I was blown away. And I left there and I called Sarah and I was like, I'm in. I just had to have a sign. And here, that was it. That
Oh,
was
I
it.
love
I
that.
well, and
remember
that's a I think that event is a great one to pitch people why to have a business down here because the turnout for Witches Eve is
Oh my gosh,
so
it's
good.
crazy.
It was
I
my
mean,
first time
crazy
going,
I mean,
too.
if you want to
year,
see what
yeah.
downtown Lee Summit can be like,
It was my first time
That's a
attending.
great
and
one.
it just,
Yeah,
it was
is a good one.
turning point for me for sure. I don't know.
Well,
don't know if
I love
everybody-
that though, that it was like this moment for you where you realized, okay, this is the place we want to be. This is the community that we want to be in.
Yeah.
So you have it all set up. Everything's ready to go. I want to hear a little bit more though about your vendors. Tell me just a few of your like favorite. You probably can't say favorite because you love them all, I'm sure. But
rank them.
but just,
Please rank them for us.
I know, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
Just highlight a
You're
few
in the
of
hot
them.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a few that were, I mean, started with me at the other location, and one is actually the gal whose shirt you have on. Her name is Ruthie, and she is the
that one
artist
too, a good one.
behind the Kansas City I'm So in Love mural downtown, which I need to get from her the exact crossroads so I can tell people that. But she was with me from the very beginning with her shirts, and then she has like some hats and like some stationery and stickers and things, things like that, some drinkware, but she's been with me from the very beginning. And another young lady that I just love seeing her potential, I mean, she's so amazing at what she does as an artist, and she's done quite a few different, huge projects throughout the city. But I just love kind of seeing her, just kind of grow in her business and what she does. So that's been a lot of fun. And then another one that was with me from the very beginning is the gal that does the furniture, and she kind of repurposes furniture that maybe she finds on the curb or picks up at estate sales and things like that, and brings them back to life so that people, want to have them in their homes again. And she also does some decor and some little gift items and whatnot. And then we've got, there's a few, there's several others that have just been really fun to kind of, see them grow too within the store. And having more space now to offer them for their things, because that was the one tiny disadvantage of the previous location. It was very tiny.
Right.
So a lot of the vendors had a lot of really amazing, nice things, but I couldn't have all their amazing, nice things because I didn't have the space for it.
Right.
So like with Tracy, who does the furniture and whatnot, now she can have more than like 2 pieces in there. I have space that she can do that and kind of expand. And the same with like the apparel vendors and things like that. I can, I have more racks and space that they can, bring all those items in.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I love the most about just shopping there is the stories of the entrepreneurs. Like, you are ultimately a little bit of like an entrepreneurial, I'm trying to think of the right word, incubator. That was the word I was looking for.
Incubator.
I like
that.
You
all
are.
fancy.
I know, I'm getting all
Did
fancy.
you hold your pinky out when you said that
But
word?
yes, I did. But what I love about it is it's like I go in there and I buy like one of the hats that's knit, that's like amazing. Like I have 2 of those heart hats. And like just hearing the stories of the people who create the things that we're consuming. I think that's one of the reasons why we all love local, right? It's
Right.
We're connecting with someone else's story. And I think what I love about your store is that I get to connect with all of these different vendors. I get to connect with you. Obviously, Lisa, I get to connect with you by buying your stuff. And it just gives me all the feel goods, It's way better than Party City, not to knock Party City, but
Right.
I'm just saying, like, these are stories, these are people in our community, like we're supporting their livelihood, and that just, I don't know, it feels good, and I get cute stuff, so that helps.
Well, and which is, yes.
That was a great summary.
Yeah, there we go.
But I try, and that's probably part of my sales background from before, I kind of, I don't know, got a wild hair and started doing this full time. But I think there's always a story behind a product, and if you can connect with it, then you're going to, it make you feel good, or, just, I don't know, like back before I sold food service packaging, and we would have, more earth-friendly options, and you're telling the story, about all that, and then people feel good, and like they're doing the right thing. And at the store, I'm so proud of all the people that I've become friends with and doing business with, essentially, that I'm excited to share their stories. If, some of them I know more of their stories than others, but even if it's like, hey, yeah, did you know that these leather coasters are made like he walks to the store to deliver them, like he lives that close, like that's pretty cool. Or like in Lisa's case, like, yeah, she lives here in Lee Summit and does all of these like out of her house. Like she's putting all of this together. And then with the, some of the apparel, I don't know, it's just kind of exciting. And like I have stickers that are by the cash register, I'll be like, oh, he's a local art teacher here in Lee Summit that teaches in Lone Jack, and just kind of making that, connection. So I try as much as I can, kind of giving the story behind the items, because I'm kind of a nerd like that. Like I like knowing that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, and you kept Crimson Candle too, which makes me really happy.
yes, and
Yes.
Crimson Candles. Yes, Brian, who I just got to know better as well, I guess in October when he decided to still stay in there, which is exciting because he has amazing products and is a super nice guy.
Well, we hinted at this earlier with our local Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl. So let's tease
crazy.
a little bit. What can the folks expect
yeah,
as they
that's a
go
good
to,
question.
look, we all need more Chiefs gear over the next couple weeks, right?
Absolutely, we do.
So-
and Chiefs balloon arches
Right.
at like all of our watch parties.
So gear, balloons, what can we get? at the shop?
Well, I'm working a lot in these next couple of days. There's some things that I launched last week as far as apparel that went over a little bit better than I anticipated. So working to restock those
for
items and then have some more just kind of general, Chiefs apparel and accessories coming in, nothing like Super Bowl specific. But then I do have a couple of designs that might be like a souvenir type item, that are kind of stamping that we are going back again, for the second year in a row. And all of those, hopefully I'll have by this weekend. Some of the turnaround time, it's at least in my wheelhouse of what I'm capable of doing. I can't do it within like a 24-hour period. I have to wait on UPS to get it to me in a timely fashion.
Do we have some awesome balloon designs for watch
so,
parties?
Yeah, I posted last night on our stories, and I didn't want to jinx anything, so I kind of had some stuff on the back burner.
Your adherence to superstition.
That's fair. That's fair.
I've worn the same sweatshirt from the store the past 6 weeks. The minute she brought them in,
This
I
is
got
important.
one.
Yes.
And it's the same one that I've been wearing. And I keep saying, I want to get something new. And I was telling her, and I was like, no, I'm just going to keep it how it is. But anyways, so we were going to do like $25 tabletop minis, which will be cute, like for a food table.
Oh, those are fun.
Yeah,
That's a great
and there's
idea.
lots of different Chiefs shapes that you can add on the toppers, and then 5-foot grab and go garlands. Those will be available out from the storefront. We haven't quite figured out time frames, things like that.
But
It's a lot to process. I was getting messages past midnight last night.
Yeah, you said there were like
yes,
10 messages you got yesterday
It's been blowing
alone.
up today on the way here. I'm just like, I'll get to everybody. I promise we will figure it out. It's crazy because it was the exact same last year. It was just during the game, people were already messaging, hey, can we get this? Can we do this? I just had somebody send me a picture of their front porch. They want a huge display outside of their house, Super Bowl Sunday. So, yeah, we would just...
I love that. That's
I love
so
hearing
fun.
Excuse me.
So...
I love hearing that because I was trying to explain to some friends of mine who don't live in Kansas City. They actually grew up in that town on the east side that we don't like to talk about. But one's in Chicago now, one's down in the Dallas area. And I was trying to explain, like, as Kansas Cityans and a lifelong Kansas Cityan, I've rooted for Kansas City teams, University of Missouri teams my whole life. We're not used to this kind of success or popularity. And it's so cool to hear business owners like you and others around who just can't keep that stuff in stock. But people are buying Chiefs gear and Taylor Swift stuff,
right?
And, Taylor and
yeah,
Travis.
I mean
nuts.
that's helped.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I mean, hello.
Thank
it's
you,
all
T Swift. We really appreciate that.
It's driven a little bit more. I think though Kansas City's such like a hype town though. I mean, we might be the underdogs in some things, but I feel like when it's going good, everybody shows up. Everybody is supportive. Everybody wants to see everybody win at the end.
Oh, yeah, that 2015 Royals parade.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've never seen that in this town before.
Exactly.
It's pretty
I mean, I
amazing.
just feel like it's wild, and it's so great for all these small businesses that can, get through the slow months. And, we've had some terrible weather that's caused everything to kind of slow down and close, and people aren't out. And I mean, I get it. I don't want to be out either when it's, negative 12 out, but there's all these people that still have businesses to run. And so it's good. It's a great boost. It couldn't come more at the perfect time. I mean, granted, I feel bad because Valentine's Day gets shafted, I feel like, because when this happens, it's all full steam ahead Chiefs. And so, yeah, I struggled with that last year because I was like, I'm sorry I didn't really pump up Valentine's Day like I should have, but it was...
Oh, I get it, though. That makes sense. We can let Barb at Olive Bloom keep
Well, and let's just all admit
Valentine's Day.
Travis Kelce's everybody's Valentine this
Yes.
year.
Right.
I mean, it's fine. You're still covering Valentine's Day.
I love it. Travis
little bit.
Kelce's everyone's Valentine.
How is it not everybody's favorite Valentine story?
I
this
mean,
year?
I'm
No,
going to
it's
say
a good
It is
one.
a
Pacheco
pretty
for
good
me.
love story.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone outside of Kansas and Missouri is sick of it, but
Right.
well, too bad.
Right.
Look, before this, we got to celebrate like once every 40 or 50 years sports
Exactly.
glory in this town. So
Let us have our moment.
Yeah, we're gonna soak this up for as long as possible.
I've always been proud to call Kansas City home for as long as we've lived. You know, I'm not born and raised, but we've been here for 20 some years. And it's just, and then after you travel to a different place, you really it's put in perspective, like how unique we really kind of are. I used to
Right.
travel a decent amount with my previous job to different markets, and I would like want to find a souvenir for like my kids, right? Like a shirt, like something cool, not from like, you know, like a Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that, like something cool, like a Charlie Hustle shirt or, something along those lines. But it was really hard to find. You'd ask people, you're like, hey, is there like a cute local, like t-shirt shop or something? And they just kind of look, like, oh, like, well, Target has some sporting good stuff.
And
Or,
you're just like, I don't want to go to Target.
no, like that's not what I'm looking for. And so, like, just most recently, we were down in the Miami area when we played Miami, and we're watching the game in a sports bar down there. Super cool place. And, like, if you were in Kansas City at a similar place, I mean, the wait staff would all have, be decked out in Chiefs. Like, everyone in there would have, whether it said Chiefs or not, like a red shirt on or, the team colors, right? And down there, I was so surprised at the lack of seeing
Support.
the team colors. Like that just blew my mind. I mean, of course we were the loud and proud, Kansas City fans. But it's just my point I'm trying to make is we're a very unique, large, community. I mean, Kansas City, it feels, we have all the big city amenities, right? When it comes to sports and food and shopping, but yet it feels like a much smaller community because it's, I don't know, like.
Yeah, no, but you still have that, like, that small town kind
yes.
of friendliness.
It's the best
Yes.
kept secret in the country.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's great because it's like, and again, not knocking New York, but like you go to New York, it's just like there are other larger cities. It's just it's a different experience,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And like I feel like here, one of the things I love is there is like a camaraderie that we have, but there's also like, I don't know, we're all just very like kind and willing to help people. And I don't know, there are a few places, as cheesy as I sound, that are as cool as Kansas City,
Yeah.
And Lee
We
Summit
might
in
be
particular.
biased.
Right.
Yes, Lee Summit in particular.
Well, as we wrap up here, I want to make sure that we give people this. So I'm gonna start with you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Tell us where we can find TruKC, where we can follow TruKC.
Yeah, all the things. So we're located physically at 18 Southwest 3rd Street in downtown Lee Summit. And then you can find us online at TruKC.com. And then our handle on both Facebook and Instagram is the TruKC is where you can find us.
Awesome. Lisa?
Yes, you can also find us in the storefront in downtown Lee Summit inside the TruKC. We're also on Facebook, Instagram. Handle is Boss Babe Balloon Co. And we also have a website, and it's bossbabeballoonco.com. That's where you can find us.
Awesome. Well, one last time, welcome to the neighborhood.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you.
We love having you here.
It
seems
has been
surreal
so fun.
to be
yes.
here. I'm very grateful. I feel very thankful to have the opportunity to be down here and be part of such a cool community.
Me too.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. That's
Thanks
going
for
to
having
wrap
us.
us up for this week. We'll talk to everybody next time.